Hello, welcome to Pommyinoz. We're back to the tipping. It's Wednesday. If you are new around here, please like and subscribe. Really does help the channel out. And if you could give the video a little share to your friends, that would be really grouse. And we're back. It's Wednesday. It's tipping. The footy's back. Victoria's under lockdown. God's sake. But we have the footy. Even though it's not in Victoria, it still goes on. The show must go on. And I'm super excited. And I'm just going to go through the games. I'm going to have a little bit of a chat about them. I've got some exciting announcements. Tomorrow night, we will be live streaming a watch-along of Geelong and Brisbane. And on Sunday night, we're going to do Carlton and the Doggies. So you get to see what it's like from a POM's perspective as we watch the games live. So please join me for that. It'll be a lot of fun and it'd be great to interact with you guys. It's my favourite part of this channel. So on the Thursday night at 7:40 at the SCG, we have Geelong versus Brisbane. Now this game is a really intriguing matchup. Both sides have probably got some real good form. They're very heavily backed in the bookies' favour as well. Geelong obviously had that marvellous win at the weekend against Gold Coast where we lost Matty Rowell, and Brisbane obviously really put on a show against Sydney Swans. You can see TPI here says that this is a close matchup, and you can see it's leaning towards Brisbane. 60% win percentage for them versus 40% based on 1,000 times of running the simulation, with a core score of 74 to Brisbane to 69 to Geelong. And I think this is going to be a real important game for both sides. It's going to really see where they are. Brisbane, the young pretenders, Geelong, the older guard. Lot to prove, though. It's going to be an intriguing battle. I think, for me, though, I'm going to stick with TPI on this. I'm favouring Brisbane to get the job done here. I think Brisbane have turned a corner, and they look superb. They do one of my favourite sides to watch, Brisbane. I'm a big fan of watching their ball movement, how they go about their business. Harris Andrews down back. If anyone who knows me knows I froth a defender. Best defender in the comp according to Luke Hodge he's played with. Big accolade. Brisbane will get the job done here. And then on the Friday night, 7:50 at Giant Stadium, we've got the Pies versus the Hawks. Now this is going to be a really intriguing game. The Pies have, really suffered recently. They've been in and out of the press for all the wrong reasons. Performances on the field ain't been great. Versus the Hawks. Now, you can see TPI is heavily favouring the Magpies. Now, obviously, an algorithm can't really take into account what's going on in camp, mental state and things like that. It is a computer. It doesn't feel anything. So, for me, as you can see, it's logical. 64% win chance with a core score of 74 for the Pies versus Hawthorn with a 36 chance of winning and a 55 core score. I'm going to go against TPI here. I think all that's going on in the world, I think Hawthorn with Clarkson, he's got them methodically drilled. I think Hawthorn will get the job done. TPI, though, disagrees with me. Be an intriguing thing. Then Saturday, we've got games galore. And we start off 12:35 at Metricon with the Saints versus the Dockers. And if you're like me and your partner's a Saint, it's been a tough week. But let's have a look. 82 is the core score for the Saints. 93 win percentage is predicted for the Saints, and the Dockers 7% with a core score of 59. I can't argue with this. Saints are playing beautiful football. The Metricon traditionally suits teams that play a very attacking, very direct style. Dew plays that way, and everyone who plays the Gold Coast play that way. I can't see anything but a Saints win, and I think it will be a comfortable win for the Saints and Ratton's men. They are a form team. They are exciting to watch. Butler, Steele, Billings, they're all playing great footy and they're great to watch. Should be a great game though, because the Fremantle, even though they're predicted to lose, have got some real good young players coming through and are starting to build a brand that goes away from that archaic Ross type thing that they used to have. Eagles versus the Crows then at 3:05, and this should be an intriguing game. The Eagles look like they'd turn a corner. It is at the Gabba. They're still not back in Perth against the Crows. Now you can see here the core score for the Eagles, 88 with a 98% win margin versus 32 core score for the Crows and a 2%. And you can't not back the Eagles here, can you? I think the Eagles will get the job done quite comfortably in the end. And then in the evening, we're going to Giant Stadium, and it is the Demons. They play the Suns. Now, the Suns lost Rowell, and TPI is indicating that that is a huge thing. player of that calibre missing is going to be a real integral part. The Demons 66 core score with a 61% chance of winning versus a 39% chance of winning and a 55 for the Gold Coast Suns. And I'm sticking with TPI again here. I back it. Melbourne do look like they've turned a corner. I do think even though they showed a bit of heart, the Suns, just think the D's have got that core in the midfield to get the job done. And that is how the Geelong team beat them with no row, very young midfield. They did get on top. Essendon then at 7:40 at Metricon. We're back there. We were there in the afternoon and they play the North Melbourne Kangaroos. This is an intriguing one, this. The Bombers are starting to flatter to deceive. They did look very good against Collingwood. They really ground it out. They are missing Stringer though. That's a mercurial talent. However, TPI is saying a core score for 76 with a 69% win chance up against 65 for North and a 31% win chance. And you know what? I think with Cunnington, there's stories about he's not happy there. It looked like they made a statement, whether he's injured or not, in the fourth last week. I think it's tough for him. I think Essendon will still have the talent to get the job done. I'm backing TPI here. I think Essendon have got that as well. I'm tipping Essendon on that one. And then Sunday, we've got 1:05. We've got Port entertaining GWS at the Metricon. And the Metricon, obviously at this point in time, there's a lot of rain forecast over the weekend in Gold Coast. It's probably going to be chocked up. We can see Port, they're going to go 45% win chance with a core score of 71 versus GWS 55% win chance and 78 core score. It's going to be a really intriguing one, this, because Coggy hasn't quite fired, but GWS start to look like they're going through the gears. And I'm backing GWS. I'm sticking with TPI here. I think GWS have got enough to get going. I think they've got the skill set required. I think it should be a great game, though, because if Port need to dust themselves down, and they are a very good bounce back side with Hinckley, I think it'd be a great game. It'd be a ripping game to watch. Then we're over at the Gabba at 3:35, and we've got Richmond entertaining Sydney. Now, this is an intriguing one because Richmond are set to lose a lot of players, and there's a few players who haven't travelled, as we know. Edwards and Hooley have just had a newborn baby, and they've got a few injury worries, a few injury concerns. You can see TPI has taken that into account with its projection, and he's gone with a core score of 60 with a 48% win chance for Richmond versus a 52% win chance for Sydney and a core score of 66. I'm going against TPI here. I think Richmond, a wounded lion, you always worry about it. I think it's a wounded bear. Who knows? But I'm backing Richmond here. I'm going against TPI. It's going to be a tight game, but I just think Richmond, they just have that elusive class to get the job done. And then my team, Carlton, 59 core score and a 31%. They entertain at the Metricon at 6:45. The Doggies with a 69% win chance and a 69 core score. Should be an intriguing one because if it's wet and choppy as it's meant to be, the Metricon we know doesn't hold up quite as well as some of the other grounds to multiple games in a short space of time. It's going to be an intriguing one. Battle of midfield. I think it's going to be tighter and, call me crazy. I'm backing Carlton here. I've just got a feeling. Carlton bounced back really well after a disappointing first quarter. I think they'll make some adjustments. I think the Doggies still have a bit of vulnerability. Smart money's with the Dogs. Can't take the blue bagger out of the Blues. That's my thoughts for the week. We are going to go in depth on a couple of games tomorrow. We are doing daily uploads every day this week, so please drop some comments. Please tell me who you're tipping, why, reasons why. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. Pom out.